Number 2 is it recommended that the Board of School Directors rescind the September 16th, 2013 board vote to turn off the lights at the current stadium field after the fall 2013-2014 sports season. Open up for board discussion only. Mr. Adar.
I'm not sure that there's too much to discuss here. I personally would recommend that the board adopt this. That's my personal opinion.
Ms. Panzico.
There's been lots of talk about that motion and that it was an illegal motion. I would like our solicitor to speak to that.
Based upon our review of that vote, it was legal.
Mr. Haraka.
I think that it was a decision that, in retrospect, should never have been made by this board. I strongly recommend that we rescind that motion and tonight adopt resolution number 2.
So I did vote for this last month. It was certainly a controversial vote. It was something that generated a lot of emotion in the community, which is not unexpected. I will say right now that I'm in favor of this second motion. I would very much like to see the lights back on, but I also will say that the motion that was made last month was made with some good reason behind it.
Ms. Kingsley.
At that particular board meeting in August, or September rather, we spent an hour and a half at a board meeting talking about the field. And at some point it had to end. And so, if nothing else, what this has done is coalesce all of you sitting here to generate the money to go forward and build something that will last, build something that will be in compliance, build something that hopefully down the road won't be sitting at a meeting like this.
Ms. Atkinson.
I think that it's really the community that's worked for the better solution by coming together to raise this money or to pledge this money. And you know, I also wonder, is that the kind of leaders that school board members should be, that we would hold hostage?
I think we're not going to hold a personal statements against either people or board members. So if you could make your comments in general, that would be
sure,
great.
sure. I wonder if that is the kind of leaders that we want to be, that when we want to raise money, we will threaten to take something away from kids in order to raise the money.
As I stated before, Mrs. Kingsley came to the August meeting looking for board guidance and direction. There is no money. We could not help her because there was no money. We still have no money. We're very happy that the community has come together, but I agree with Mr. Zanda that Mrs. Kingsley has worked tirelessly in facility with community members and leaders for our children.
Good evening. My name is Andrew Marcel. I live in New Hope. But above all, you must make sure that the perception of trust is absolutely sanctious on this board, and in this vote, it was not.
I know you didn't want to ask questions, but who's it going to be next? People walking down the street talking?
Thank you.
I ask that you rescind your vote tonight, totally and unanimously, which would eliminate any of the dark shadows aspect of the previous vote. We have an election coming up in November. There are new school board members running. Let's encourage those school board members to make their position public so that all of us have a referendum on the future of this school district.
The big problem, the big complaint I hear is that this is behind our backs. It was an off-agenda item. It was brought up with no warning, several members out of town, not at the meeting. This is not what we want for our board. We appreciate your time tonight. I appreciate your time tonight. I appreciate your comments tonight. I appreciate the fact that there are so many students here tonight that see how it works, to see how the board works, the civilized people that turned off the lights. how civilized you actually are, how you listen, how you respond, to, as of today, 690 people who want to save the lights. We're interested, we're here, we're engaged, and we vote. Thank you.
I'm Connor Smith. I'm a junior here, and I play for the boys soccer team. So this Thursday night is senior night, and in order to have a senior night, it has to be at night with lights. So, next year I'll be a senior, and I, just like every other senior, want my senior night at night with lights.
These are people that live in the town. We live in a borough, and the school is on, is in the borough. It's in the district. That's the fact. And we have a stadium. The bleachers are right up near the property line. And I think it would behoove the school board to look into that, really look into it, not just talk about it, but do something about looking into a tangible plan to put filters or some kind of shade on the lights that are there.
I was probably the number 3rd in the neighborhood, and Xander and Amanda came into the neighborhood. So don't believe that Riverstone and the wealthy that live on Riverstone are against the students. We are not. I am not. I vote in favor of the students having it. I'd like to see this rescinded. I agree, Xander, you have to step out of this one. You have too much of a financial...
Mr. Mulhern, you may not direct your comments to a board member.
I'm a Riverstonian also, and I want to point out a couple of things. When the neighborhood was built, there was just a baseball field there. There was no football field, there was no football team, there were no lights. And slowly, over 20 years, we've gone from a baseball field that was used for practice to many teams using that at night. We've gone from 0 to a whole lot. So we would just like to see us be respected a little bit.
I'm Michael Wheeler from Hope-Solebury. I want the lights on. I actually would like to see some brighter lights. Excuse me, but brighter lights for safety reasons. I also would like to have the sound system turned up and have more clarity. I represent a number of the residents in Riverstone, and just to help the board to prioritize where you're going to be going forward. I just want to kind of put some things in perspective. One of the things that we want our children when they participate in high school athletics, one of the things we want them to learn is the value of teamwork. Another great life lesson is the fact that we have to play by the rules. And that's all that my clients are asking for.
Okay, I'm Andrew Dorsey and I'm a freshman. I'd just like to say first, I'm very interested in people having dinner at 8 at night. It seems kind of odd of a time to eat dinner. In addition to that, my dad, he doesn't get off work till 6, and it's kind of pointless because he wants to see my games, but what's the point of having a game at 3, 4, 5, and then he can't see it? And also, I looked up, adults only need about 7 to 9 hours. Now, probably the latest we go is maybe 10, you know? So if we count 7 hours from 10, that's 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1. That's really early.
This is our second game against Dog. This was going to decide the league championship. And I'm going to tell you right away, we didn't win. We didn't win. It was a little disappointing. We didn't win. But it was amazing. It was amazing how many people came out and supported our little one. It was just amazing to show the spirit in our school and to show how, you wouldn't think it looking at us that we'd be so prideful of something so little, but we are. I was so moved by the volleyball game, and you're taking away the fields, and if you take away the fields, you're taking away an outlet for that pride, and it's just, as an athlete, it feels so good. It feels so good to know that people are there supporting you. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
May I have a roll call vote, Mr. Brown?
Mr. Barr? Absolutely yes.
Mrs. Atkins?
Hanson,
Yes.
Mrs. Elefante,
Abstain.
Mr. Baraka,
An emphatic yes.
Mrs. Mitchell, Mrs. Penzika,
No.
Mr. Zander,
Yes.
The vote is 5-2. Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.